Hari Om, and a very warm welcome to everyone to this webinar today. We shall start with a prayer. So adjust yourself to a comfortable position. Roll your shoulders up and back and draw your palms near your heart to Anjali Mudra. Gently close your eyes. Let us together chant the Guru Mantra. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurudevo Maheshwaraha Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gently open your eyes. Namaste and Hari Om. So, on the occasion of 11th International Yoga Day, that is 21st June 2025, Oordhvam is conducting free webinars for the month of May and June every Sunday. We welcome you all to the first webinar today. A very brief introduction about Oordhvam. Oordhvam Ascending Yoga was set up in the year 2019 by Dr. Kaushik and Dr. Subha with a mission to spread yoga to everyone for a fulfilling life. They have together trained more than 500 students for various levels of yoga certification board set up by the Ministry of Ayush. Now, I would like Dr. Subha to speak a few lines about our speaker today, Shri Balamurali ji.
Yo, Balamurali, Balamurali sir is a certified yoga teacher with qualification in yoga, naturopathy, and mechanical engineering. After 23 years in the air conditioning industry, he fully transitioned into the field of yoga in 2008. He is trained in the tradition of Krishnamacharya and the Vega School of Yoga, and currently teaches and volunteers at Shivadarshan Yoga Vidyalaya. He also conducts online classes on the Patanjali Yoga Sutras and actively studies in Vedanta, Sankhya philosophy, and other yoga techniques. I am very happy to introduce great soul. A very warm welcome, sir.
Hari Om, ma'am. Hari Om, Shubhaji. Hari Om, Gautami ji. Hari Om, Kaushik ji. Hari Om all. So, today's topic is yoga intended for therapy? The purpose of the topic is most of the people in yoga, either teachers or students, we always think like therapy is the first one. Yoga means therapy. And especially this is okay for beginners who has a back pain and approach a yoga teacher. But as a yoga teacher, as a therapist, as a sadhaka in the field of yoga, we should really understand what is the real meaning of yoga. Is yoga really intended for therapy? So I'll share my slides. So, as a yoga teacher, what we teach? When anybody comes, we teach asana pranayam. These are the two things normally we teach. And after that, the third one, the famous one, all of us know, meditation. You know, asana pranayama, then straight away meditation. This is what most of the yoga teachers teach. And this is what the students or the participants also expect. You know, while joining itself, they will ask, will you teach meditation? That's the first question they ask. So we are catering to the needs. Actually, it should not. But this is what we do. After that, what we do, when anybody comes for any ailment, let's say a back pain, then we teach again asana and pranayama, and they also get out of their pain. They come for 10 days, 15 days, the pain is reduced or gone, they go back. And we also practice and give instruction, suitable asana and pranayama. Now, there is a third kind of category. They come actually for different reasons. they want to learn something beyond this body and mind. They are yoga sadhakas. So they want to take yoga sadhana, not only for body and mind, not only for asana and pranayama, they want to gain knowledge, the ultimate knowledge. What is ultimate knowledge? To realize who am I, the self-realization. So they are third set of categories. So if you see the three categories, is there anything yoga in teaching asana and pranayama? There is nothing called yoga there. Is there anything in therapy, yoga? Nothing yoga there, because this is only physical movement and the breathing practices. And absolutely what is yoga is there if you become a sadhaka. Because the term yoga itself, it says, as per Patanjali, controlling the activities of the mind. It is not to solve your ailment, to reduce your fat, reduce your weight. Of course, these things are side benefits, but these are not the purpose. Yoga means union of me and the other. If you start feeling everybody as part of me, that is yoga. But most of the time, it does not happen. The reason also we are going to see. If you want to teach yoga for fitness or therapy, you can go to do some exercise in the gym. You can go for swimming. You can go for playing. If you do these three things, you don't need asana and pranayama. You can very well maintain your body, physically and mentally fit. So we should ask a question to ourselves as a yoga teacher, what am I doing? When somebody can get the same health through others, what is the speciality of what I am doing? If you also do the same thing, give physical fitness, then we forget what the yoga means. We are giving something, some physical practices, some breathing practices, but not really teaching what yoga is. So this is the Ashtanga yoga. I don't need to explain this. Everyone knows. So we skip the first two steps. I've seen none of the teacher teaching about yamas and niyamas. And if you teach, nobody will come. That's a fact also. So you should know how to coat a pill with sugar. You are giving medicine to a kid. Everybody is kid. When somebody comes, you teach meditation. They join. They are also kid. Give some sweet. But give some pill coated with sweet, so that they get both the benefit. We skip yamas and niyamas and we start with asana pranayama. Okay, at least asana pranayama, are you touching pratyahara dharana? No. We go directly to meditation. I would prefer next time when you put a board or any poster, anything, you skip everything and say samadhi. We teach you samadhi. The moment you put a word samadhi, nobody will join, because samadhi has a different meaning, right? That's why we put meditation. Why? Meditation has come from West. It has not come from India. It has come from West. From America, they say meditation. So we keep on having meditation. So we comfortably skip the most important steps called yamas and niyamas. It is not my view. Let's see what the text and other people says. So Swami Shivananda needs no introduction. So what he says in the Divine Life Society, I want to read it here. The 8 accessories of yoga described above are like the 8 steps in the path of Raja Yoga. They all should be practiced in the order given. You will not be benefited if you take to the practice of asana pranayama without practicing yama and niyama. We need to underline it. Without yama and niyama, if you start practicing asana pranayama, you will not get enough benefit. Yama and niyamas are the very foundation of yoga. The practice of yama gives tremendous ethical power. It's like if you want to take a MSc course, you will have to start from LKG, UKG, all those things, different stages, and then enter the college. Even so, you will have to go stage by stage, step by step in the yogi courses also. Even yoga, you have to go step by step. Why we jump to the third step? Now you can ask, what is that to teach yama and niyama? Now I'll ask you a question. Why people always advise you to read Ramayana and Mahabharata? Even people in spirituality, or somebody becomes old, they tell you, please read Ramayana and Mahabharata. Is there anybody here who don't know the story of Ramayana and Mahabharata? Everybody knows, right? We also see in the serial when we are studying in school even now. But in spite of that, what is the use of reading Ramayana and Mahabharata or Bhagavad Gita or any text? I know the story. It is not to read the story. It is live the life of Rama or live the life of Ravana. Even the villain or hero, you have to live and see which is right, which is wrong. If you see Rama's life or Krishna's life, you cannot see they lived comfortably. The most horrible life they lived. That means they lived a beautiful life. The circumstances they faced is enormous, so much difficulties. Especially Rama's life, we can't live even for a day. Krishna's life, he seems to be smiling, but so much difficulties, in spite of so many things, how they lived. If you start following what they followed, what they advised, that gives you yamas and niyamas. So that is the reason of reading a text. Reading a text is not for entertainment. It is to do swadhyaya. To ask question, what is life? What is me? What is soul? How should I live? How should I treat the other person? How should I treat the society? All those things are dealt clearly. You can see all kind of characters in Ramayana and Mahabharata. Then you decide which is the right character. This comes naturally. This is what yamas and niyamas. Okay, I will not believe this. I am a hatha yogi. Okay, if you are a perfect asana practitioner, let's see what Hatha Yoga Pratipika says. Because we believe, right? These are all like agamas, the final truth. In the second sutra itself, what it says, Swatmarama Yogin, having saluted his Lord and Guru, teaches the Hatha Vidya solely for the attainment of Raja Yoga. What is Raja Yoga? To attain Samadhi, to attain self-realization, that is the goal of Raja Yoga. So he is teaching Hatha Yoga solely for attainment of Raja Yoga. We need to underline this, understand. And 15th Sutra talks about 6 causes of failure. What are the causes of failure? Overeating, overexertion, that means overactivity, excessive talk, adhering to unsuitable disciplines, company with common people. Common people means what? All the weak-minded or materialistic people, and unsteadiness. Are we teaching anything this? See, before starting the first asana, these are the things he is saying in Hatha Yoga Pratipika. He is not telling, forget everything and you start teaching asana. Now comes the 16th sutra of Hatha Yoga Pratipika. See, I don't want to read this. There are qualifications of success. There are 6 qualifications of success. Nowhere it is mentioned, practice asana. And there are not 5 yamas and niyamas. In Yoga Sutra, they talks about 5 yamas, 5 niyamas. See, Hatha Yoga Pratipika talks about 10 yamas, 10 niyamas. And they also mention, without you following these yamas and niyamas, these asanas are not going to be helpful. So I'm not talking about Yoga Sutra, talking about Hatha Yoga Pratipika, which gives utmost importance to asanas, pranayama and all the yogic practices. It says you have to follow all these things before getting into your gross sadhana of asana. I'm not belittling asana, but before asana, you need to get all these things. You need to start following. If you don't follow all these things, your asana, suppose you are a criminal. Suppose there is a criminal, okay? You empower with asana pranayama. He is going to get more strength. He is going to do more crime only. How you are going to change his mind? You have to change his mind from the truth which is talked in our text. You take any text, along with asana, you have to introduce the disciplines of life. What is the benefit he will get? More and more you talk about this, along with asana, if he start practicing, then he will change. Otherwise, simple asana pranayama will not change your mind. Coming back to Yoga Sutra, we have seen Hatha Yoga Pratipika. Let's see Yoga Sutra. There are 195 or 196 sutras, total 195 or 196. How many sutras talks about asana? There are 3 sutras talks about asana and 5 sutras talks about pranayama. So totally 8 sutras. That too in only one chapter, Sadhana Pada. So Sadhana Pada is a sadhana, meant for sadhana, to do sadhana. So apart from this 8, 16 sutras talks about yamas and niyamas. You tell me. If asana is very important or pranayama, they would have talked more about it. But they talk about 16 sutras. No other concept in Yoga Sutra has so many sutras. Of course, you have a lot of things about samadhi, but samadhi is the consequence of meditation. It's not a practice. So if you want to really put a foundation, yamas and niyamas are the actual foundation. If you want to construct a 10-floor building without a proper foundation, the building will collapse. So 16 sutras for yamas and niyamas, right from 2.30 to 2.45. After the 3 sutras for asana, 5 for pranayama. So these are the main things. The most important things is yamas and niyamas to follow. Why the world focus on asana, pranayama, meditation? 100 years before, it was not the practice. But now the world focus mostly on asana, pranayama because we have imported this from United States. When they started talking about yoga, then the whole world looked back. But we in India talking about yoga for thousands of years, nobody is ready to look. When the Western world talks, especially from United States talk, then everybody listen. So we are importing concepts from there. Now you see there are many yoga. This yoga, that yoga, that yoga. Who invented all those things? In any text is it mentioned? Power yoga, powerless yoga, beer yoga, gun yoga, and you stand upside down and in the hanging and say this is yoga, face yoga, nose yoga. You tell me in which text it is all mentioned. I'm sorry, I'm little harsh because this is boiling inside me. How people are degrading yoga. I want to start my own. If everybody start their own, then what is the use of great rishis who found the importance of yoga? So we imported yoga from United States, and these days we say yoga, no center, yoga studio, where you put all the music and you serve the people. You have to make people comfortable. Laughing yoga, crying yoga, all yoga will come. And you have to make sure people are enjoying. You can put a cinema, people will enjoy, right? Put a yoga studio, have a film, people will enjoy. When you do all those things, you are doing more, adding more karma, more papa. When you change the tradition, you are not giving. Your ego is only serving for some benefit. In those days, a guru will teach any sadhana after many years. The disciple has to wait. Disciple has to go and serve the guru, serve the ashram. He has to clean everything. He has to buy vegetables. He has to do cooking. He has to do everything. No sadhana is taught. What he has to do? He has to listen to Guru Satsang. He has to watch Guru, what he says. After many years of waiting, after that only Guru will start teaching a sadhana. Why? The moment he is done, ego shatters. If he start cleaning all the places, he is waiting. He is not getting anything. Simply waiting and doing karma yoga. That means your ego will come down. Then you start listening Guru's words again and again and again every day. Hours together. Then your mind will change. Then you become pleasant. You become a sattvic person. Now you teach one sadhana also. This sadhaka, the disciple, will just become like a rocket. He will attain the highest thing very easily. But these days, we don't have patience to wait. Everybody want to get a teacher training course in 1 month, 2 months, and immediately after 2 months, they start teaching. I'm not against teaching, but when we teach, we should read some scriptures and justify our action. So if you take the modern science, modern science never believed there is a connection between body and mind. Do you know this? You go through the psychology or 100 years before the history. Only in 19th and 20th centuries, they found there is a connection between body and mind. Otherwise, they say body is separate, mind is separate. Mind is not affecting. Now they are addressing everything as psychosomatic disorders. Now they clearly say whatever happens in your mind affects your body. But this we are saying for thousands of years again. Have good intention, have good thoughts, because having good intention, good thoughts is good for me, not for others. Others is a consequence of it. But for me, it brings holistic health. But science have found this only recently. Otherwise, science was treating only body. This is the reason asana has become very famous, because the moment you do asana, you are getting physical benefit. They never thought about mind. They never have concept of mukti, moksha. They never have concept of rebirth, right? All those things our culture has. We believe in karma. They don't believe in karma. The moment they start doing asana, they found a lot of benefit to the body. They start propagating asana, forgetting yamas and niyamas. So these days, why yoga therapy has become very famous? Again, the credit goes to the West, because nowadays, a lot of research is going on. Whatever happening in my body and mind, I have all the latest instruments to check. Development of science and technology, availability of modern medical equipments. If you do asana and pranayama or meditation, they can now measure what is happening in my mind or brain, what is happening to my body, what is happening to my hormones. Immediate verification of results. The truths of yoga is being proven by science now. But 100 years or 200 years back, they simply ignored yoga. They said, this is all like, you're just telling lie. Nothing is there. No benefit is there. Now they found instrument. They say, yeah, it is good. Earlier also, we had big laboratories. Thousands of years back, we had great laboratories. Who is the laboratory? The disciple himself is a laboratory. He will check each and every practice within him. Then he will share his experience. There is no laboratory testing other people. You as a sadhaka is a laboratory on your own. You have to test what the guru gives. Okay, you can test all the physical parameters. What about the non-physical aspects, like your experience in meditation? Can samadhi be proven by science? Or can the soul be proven by science? Can you measure any instrument about soul? No. None of our experience can be transferred to words or measured by an instrument. See, for example, I am tasting a gulab jamun. When I taste a gulab jamun, if you measure my body and mind, it shows all the pleasantness. Okay, my mind is so pleasant. And lot of sugar is going, changes happening. That result, is it giving me the taste of gulab jamun? Is both are same? No. Your result will give only what is the consequence happening in the mind. Similarly, dhyana and samadhi cannot be measured. You will never ever get an instrument to measure. The taste itself you cannot measure. How will you are going to measure dhyana and samadhi? Or can you explain the taste? You tasted gulab jamun. Can you explain me how the gulab jamun tastes? You can never explain. Suppose I never tasted gulab jamun. I know only rasagulla. Whatever you explain about gulab jamun, I will imagine that as a rasagulla only. Is rasagulla and gulab jamun same? Huge difference, right? Even you try to explain me for hours together, I will not understand. But you can make me understand within a second. You know how it is? Hours together, if you explain, you cannot make me to understand. But within a second, you can make me understand. How? Put what gulab jamun in my mouth. The moment I take one gulab jamun, I will never ask you any question. Is that true? This is what all the gurus gave. They gave sadhana. The moment the Sishya started doing sadhana, he gets the experience, no question comes. This is what ultimate yoga is. That feel of that higher knowledge, we need to educate people along with asana and pranayama. So, the yamas, niyamas basically teach us how to live. What are yamas? Social ethics, how to live with the society. Is not this important? This is the problem for the war happening around the world. What is the problem in the world? Nobody respects anyone, right? Everybody wants to do something negative and gain something. If you follow this ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha, the world will be so much beautiful. Is it not our duty as a yoga teacher to teach something about yamas? I'm not telling everything. The moment I say something, the argument comes is how to follow even one yama, very difficult. You cannot follow yamas and niyamas in your life. So start doing asana. Is the common question people ask you, right? You can't even follow ahimsa in your life. Not even one day. You forget yama and niyamas, follow asana. I am asking a counter question. Can you do all the asanas? 84 lakhs asanas? Do you know the names of 84 lakhs asanas? No. Do you know 84 asana can you do? Forget 84 lakhs. When you can't do all the asana, why you are approaching asana? Leave that asana also. Same argument I'm putting. You are telling yamas and niyamas cannot be followed. I am telling you cannot follow all the asanas. Leave it. But asanas you are doing, whatever is possible for you are doing. Similarly, at least whatever is possible, please try to follow yamas and niyamas. Because even without asana, without moksha, we can live. If you have a comfortable and good world, then naturally you will progress. If you don't follow yamas and niyamas, you may have physical health, you may have mental health, but the whole world will live in enmity, will live in fighting. Unless until you don't create a peaceful society, you cannot do your sadhana. Remember, this yamas and niyamas are there to create a peaceful and joyful society. How much we are contributing to that? We are not asking you to give your property to the government or to any public cause. No. Can't we spend 1 hour if you teach asana? 10 minutes can't we spend with beautiful story, moral stories? Lot of stories like Upanishad is full of question. Every Upanishad is only question. Not about how to do Sirasasana. asking question about my existence. Can't we take some little story and start inspiring people for 5 to 10 minutes before asana and pranayama or after asana and pranayama? This is how you can nurture yamas and niyamas. If you start giving lecture, nobody will be there. Remember, 1 hour if you start giving lecture about yamas and niyamas, nobody will come. They want sweet. Give more sweet. Little bitter pill. Good for them. This is our duty as a yoga teacher. So what is yoga? Yoga is union. To become one with existence is actually yoga is. To include everyone as part of me. I am not seeing difference between me and him. I treat the other person or other being, living or non-living, as part of me. This is yoga. Nothing else is yoga. Why I am doing asana, pranayama and meditation? To feel oneness and have a profound experience. We experience body and mind. We never experience soul. Anybody here have experienced your soul? None of us. You try to attempt that experience. That is what yoga is. What about my physical and mental health? They are only side benefits of yoga, not the main benefit. You don't keep that as a main thing and go behind yoga. Anyway, your physical and mental benefit will happen. You don't need to worry about it. Keeping mental and physical health is your only thing. Means please do walking, swimming, eat the right food, go and live with nature, enjoy, beautiful surrounding. Then your body and mind is okay. But never ever keep physical, mental health as goal of yoga. These are very side benefit, small benefits. We will see this with further more example. So yoga is for higher purpose and health is only a side benefit. We should keep this always in mind. So I have a simple cold and fever. These days we can't bear even cold and fever. We have to go to a hospital, meet a doctor. So what I did, I went to a doctor, to a hospital. This is the biggest hospital in the world. I just searched which is the biggest hospital in the world. I just called them and got an appointment from the neurosurgeon, the topmost neurosurgeon in the world. And I want to meet him. I met him also. And I told him, see, I have small cold and fever. Now, what do you think about me? You will think I'm stupid, right? You stupid. If you go to the small doctor clinic, you will get cold medicine, or you leave it, it will go. Why you went to the world's biggest hospital, that to the neurosurgeon? Why neurosurgeon will not treat? You tell me. Neurosurgeon, he knows, he is handling brain. So he knows easily about cold. He will give medicine, right? But he is not supposed to do that, right? He is there for higher purpose. Whereas you have a doctor who treats, not this kind of specialization is required. Similarly, yoga. Yoga is for higher purpose. It is like you are using neurosurgeon for cold. We are using yoga for therapy. So therapy is only a side benefit and it is not the main purpose of yoga. The health will naturally come. If you feel I'm stupid going for this, then what to say about you or anyone teaching yoga for just removing the back pain? So I want to buy vegetable. One more thing, because why we are putting this example so that we retain this. I want to buy a vegetable, so I have a lot of money. So what I did, I took an aircraft from my home and I just driving in the road. When I drive, I see the two wings are always obstructing me. So what I did, I chopped off the wing. I cut off the wing. And without wing, it's easy to travel in the road. I'm using and buying vegetable and coming back. Somebody, an aeronautical engineer. No need to be that. If you see, I chopped off wings, I'm using this as a tractor or lorry or a car, you will say, what kind of person you are? These two wings are yamas and niyamas. If you cut off yamas and niyamas, very well you can use this like a car and may travel this. But this is a plane which is meant to fly. You can't even imagine what this will do, and you can have a little cycle to get your vegetable, right? This is what your therapy and asana pranayama. To buy a vegetable, to remove a back pain, or to give health, the cycle is enough. But you are using this aircraft to do that. Then what for the aircraft is meant? The aircraft is meant to fly high. Go beyond your limitation. You know only about your town, where in the aircraft you can see the whole world, or you can see this as a spacecraft. Yoga is like a spacecraft which can travel beyond the world and show you the galaxies or even beyond. That's why all our yogis did. They were simply got into samadhi. That means what? They gone into a spacecraft to do research on sun, moon, other galaxies. They got all the knowledge. But we are not doing that. There is a dimension called spiritual dimension. What does spirituality mean? Spirituality means spirituality, spiritual, spirit. What is spirit? The soul. If you have any intention or put effort to understand what is the soul, then we can call you are spiritual, going beyond the dimensions of the body and mind. If you travel, then you will know about the spirit. So yoga is for that purpose. You should not become a living example of cutting their wings and traveling. When somebody follows you, they will also do the same mistake, right? When you teach for 5 minutes or 10 minutes about beyond mind, beyond body, about mukti, moksha, or anything, pure logically, if you talk about story, then they will laugh. You have to study more and explain in logic, pure logic, to appeal them what life is. If you do that, then they will also get inspired. But most of the teachers, we don't do. We cut the wings and use yoga for simply therapy. So what are 3 kinds of suffering? So we know all of us, Adi Devikam, Adi Bhautikam, Adi Atmikam. Adi Devikam, the suffering caused by nature, like earthquake, any kind of natural disaster. This is by Devam, Adi Devikam. Adi Bhautikam, suffering caused by other living beings, like a dog bite, cat bite, or insect bite, anything caused by. Adi Atmikam is self-created. That means I create my own suffering. You tell me what yoga therapy will you give for Adi Devikam? No yoga therapy. Adi Bhautikam, something you can give to increase the immune system. You tell me Adi Atmikam. To change my nature, which asana pranayama will help me? No asana pranayama will change your nature. You have to gain spiritual knowledge. You see here, disorders of wind, bile and phlegm. That's what? Vada, Pitta, Kapha. If this gets disturbed, you will get disease. What you will do? You will give therapy. You will give therapy, make him all right. Again, this guy will go and eat the same potato or whatever, increasing Vata, Pitta and Kapha. Again, he will get into problem. Again, next month, he will come to you. Are you doing anything good? If you are really doing good, you have to educate him to change his food habit. Then only Vata, Pitta, Kapha will get all right. Right? That education is what we are looking for. That is what yoga. Gaining knowledge, more knowledge about life, about what to eat, how to eat. Okay, what you give, asana pranayama, what asana pranayama you will give for lust, anger, greed, infatuation, fear, envy, and grief. These are famous enemies, right? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsaryam. So is there any asana pranayama to remove? No, you cannot find. Only by reading scriptures, reading text, understanding the truth, all these things will go. So what is it we are teaching? We are not teaching anything on that. So no therapy will solve our problem. If you take the percentage, green, which is Adi Atmikam, self-suffering is 95%. Your Adi Devikam, the suffering caused by nature is less than 1%. Suffering caused by other creatures is less than 4%. More than 95% is self-created suffering. What asana pranayama will you teach for a self-created suffering? Why I am creating my own suffering? See, like this, I am beating someone. This is crime, right? When I hit someone, this is crime. What you call this? Do you see this? I am hitting myself. I am hurting myself. When I hurt myself, this is a worse crime, right? I've gone mad. That's why I can create suffering to me. Adi Atmikam is self-created suffering. This is what I'm doing now. When I do this now, what you are doing, you are making the heal wound by applying some medicine. That's yoga therapy. Okay, you heal the wound. Again, if it is cleared, next day I will do the same mistake and create my own suffering. Is it not happening to people? Are you really helping them? No. Educating the mind is the most important thing than curing the self-inflicted injury, as it will avoid the future injuries. If you educate this mind, then he will not hurt himself. Somebody is smoking, somebody is drinking, somebody is misusing his body, he's getting back pain. You have to address that attitude. Otherwise, what will happen? He comes for 1 month, he cures, he go back, again misuse his body, again he come back. Because he thinks, anyway, yoga is there. No, I will start living my life. Yoga is not to treat you. I'm not a doctor or a person to heal you temporarily. I am here to heal your life. We are yoga enthusiasts or yoga sadhakas. We are here to heal ourselves and others' life. If you don't give enough knowledge, how will you heal their life? So someone has come with back pain. What is wrong giving yoga therapy? Nothing wrong. So what we should do, the back pain, how it has come, we need to ask question. The back pain has come due to the following things. That person has not understood the body. Misusing the body. You misuse the body for your comforts, your sensual pleasures, and others' way of the mind. Your thoughts are more important than life. What your thoughts? Your thought says, okay, back pain comes, I will see later. A shoulder pain comes, I will see later. For me, this is more important. That is more important. Ignoring the warnings. Body gave you a lot of warnings. You are ignoring. You are unwilling to understand the body in spite of repeated suffering. Body is telling you, I am not okay. You want to postpone that till you get admitted in ICU. And you also think nothing will happen to me. Up to nowadays 30. Or else up to 40, we will think nothing will happen. After 40, body will show you who it is. There is ahamkar, the ego of body. Body will show you what really life is. And we have an attitude as a pill will solve everything. If I take medicine, no, it will solve everything. That is our attitude. That should not be there. If you have all these things, this is the cause of suffering. How will you give therapy then? They say, when it hurts, observe. Life is trying to teach you something. Sometimes if you live with pain, right, without any medicine, that helps you a lot to grow spiritually. If you suffer your back pain for 1 month, you can't even get up, then you will grow fast. You will know how important the back is. When I had my back pain for a few years, I was wondering when people go and get into speed breaker. I was thinking how they are riding. They are not feeling pain because I am having pain. Before that, I also misused for 20 years riding two-wheeler left and right, buying bike only which gives more mileage to save money. Now spend all the money. I was wondering how people are using. After my back pain is over, I am also doing the same thing. Suddenly in between the consciousness comes to drive slowly. These are the mistakes we always do. So if you solve the therapy, the pain, he will do the same problem. He will do the same mistake again and again. So what should I do then? No, there is a saying, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. If you give fish, you feed him for a day. Teach him how to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. If you educate the other mind who comes for pain, if you educate him, you are helping him the entire life. But nowadays, no counseling, no talking. The first day is asana, the first day is pranayama, and before getting the first class meditation. I'm not telling everyone. There are beautiful teachers. I'm not saying everyone, but many teachers are doing like that. First day itself, asana, pranayama, meditation. If you ask why they are giving, they say, no, they joined, they put a condition. First day itself, they said, I want to learn meditation. They will ask whatever they want. A kid will ask you chocolate. Do you give chocolate every day? No, you will give whatever is needed. Similarly, we should also follow. So how to give yoga therapy? A kid ate a lot of chocolate and got a stomach pain. So can I give a pain pill? If I give a pill, again the kid will eat chocolate. What a mother do? A mother does. Mother will tell you, see, I told you 10 times, you start eating chocolate. Now you got a stomach ache. Next time, don't eat chocolate. Mother gives counseling. This is what we are looking for. You have to tell the person who has come for therapy, what is the problem? Why they are getting that? From scriptures, from our text, you need to explain and tell that therapy is a temporary solution. If you do the same lifestyle, if you live, you will get the same problem. Or your kid got lower marks. Do you change the school? He has done mistake. Do you change the school? No. You have to correct your kid. You have to correct your child. You have to correct your patient. No, these days we should not say patient. Care seeker. Everything pampering. This pampering was never there in our culture. We never pamper. Have you seen anywhere? Is Arjuna got pampered by Krishna? Or anybody pampered anyone? No pampering is allowed. Because pampering means you are pampering your ego. So these days we should say care seeker. When you say patient, people get annoyed. No, I'm not a patient. You say care seeker or patient, but we have to treat them and correct their mistake, not giving immediate solution. So when you go to a doctor today, It has changed a lot. These days, doctor gives you medicine. Along with the doctor says, please avoid this food. Please avoid traveling in your two-wheeler. Please take care of your back. They say, right? They have changed. 20, 30 years back, nobody would do counseling like this. Now they understand. Educating the person is more important than medicine. Medicine gives a temporary solution. Education gives a longer solution. Similarly, as a yoga therapist, as a yoga teacher, we should do counseling in the form of stories, in the form of moral examples, living examples about great gurus. Somehow we need to know how to attract and inspire people by telling the truth. If you do that, their suffering will come down. Along with the therapy, this has to be done. So without spiritual touch, if you don't do anything spiritual, 90% of the people repeat the same mistake with more confidence. Suppose I cure somebody who is suffering from lung cancer. He's smoking, about to die. I got so much siddhis. Suppose I am a yogi. I got so much siddhis. I just took all the cancer out and cured him. He used to say, thanks to me, and he falls on my feet and goes. Do you think what he will do next day? Earlier, he was smoking 1 packet of cigarette every day. Now he will smoke 2 packets of cigarette. Why? He knows my address. He knows if I get again cancer, that fellow is there. If I go, he will cure my cancer. So most of the people, they do the same mistake if there is no spiritual touch. You should make them to think when yoga can relieve you from surgery or from medication, think about other possibilities. Teach the spiritual dimensions of yoga, starting from body, mind, emotion. Most of people don't know what is mind, don't know what is emotion. They think mind is something. Mind is, they should become driver of the mind. The philosophies, what we learn, are all actually science, which the modern science agrees now. The Advaita Vedanta or whatever, Dvaita, Vishishta Dvaita, all the essence has been now accepted by modern science. To teach philosophies of life, first we should learn, right? We should spend some time, at least 1 hour a week, to learn something to teach. Self-transformation is the only solution to transform the entire human existence. Self-transformation transforms nation. This is a famous quote, and Chinmaya Mission they used to give. Self-transformation transforms nation, nothing else. Otherwise, you think I have money, I can go and take some medicine and cure myself. So there is a paradox. Paradox means what? Something opposite. See the curve. The more money you spend, more money, your fulfillment increases. When you get more salary, more money, survival is taken care, you are happy. Fulfillment is happiness. Happiness curve increases. Comfort, luxury. But after a certain time, even the money increases. See, you are not getting happiness. Happiness comes down. Have you ever thought why? This is science, okay? Not philosophy. These are all data collected by science. They say happiness comes down. If happiness comes down, what is the solution? Even the great people like Einstein said, science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. Both are required. So what asana pranayama should I teach so that when they earn more money, the happiness increases? No, it will not come through that. Only by educating the mind. Einstein was discovered a lot of laws, right? Laws of universe. Many laws he found. He's a greatest genius. He said when he was nearing his death, he said, I spent whole my life in discovering the laws. Instead of that, I should have spent my life in discovering the lawgiver. That means God. If I would have done some research on the God, I should have got more than discovering the laws of God. So the science has advanced. We got a car. This was the initial days car, and now the most luxury car. But even those days, no back pain. These days, too much back pain, too much problems. So the problem is not with the world. The comfort has increased. More the comfort has gone up. Is the happiness gone up? Are we more happier than people who lived 100 years back? No. These days only sufferings are more. Because the driver remains same. The cars have developed. The world has changed. The materialistic world has brought so much comfort, but the human being has not changed. So only solution is teach yoga so that mentally, physically, and spiritually people evolve. When we evolve, even I can ride a bicycle and be happy. Or I can ride a Rolls Royce and be unhappy, miserable. So we need to teach about mind and intellect. I want to say only one line because we can talk for 1 hour about mind and intellect. Mind means manas. Manas means that likes only pleasure. When a sweet comes in front of me, suppose I have diabetes, two minds will talk, right? One mind will say, eat the sweet. What is that mind? That is called manas, which always needs pleasure. It is not bothered about your health. There is something called parent mind, intellect. Intellect will say, don't eat. Intellect is a parent mind, which always does good to us. You tell me which we follow. Do we follow manas or intellect? Buddhi. Intellect is buddhi. We never empower buddhi. Only we give up to manas. Most of the time we start eating sweet. So we should educate all these things to our people whom we teach. So we'll take a challenge. Like we see people have been involved in many entertainments. They take alcohol, they take smoking, eating, anything, taking pills and living life, whatever they want. Okay, anybody reach the happiest state? I'm living in the happiest state. I followed all these things. No. Okay, we'll ask you a question. Now God comes in front of you tonight, 12 o'clock. God comes really in front of you, asking you ask me 3 boons, I will give you. You will be happy. Is there anybody here? Can you ask any boon? 3 boons. Because in India, we are so clever. We ask only 3 boons, not 1 boon. Suppose 1 fails, what happens? So we ask 3 boons. Now tell me, suppose God comes and asks you, give you 3 boons. You have to ask 3 boons. Okay? But from tomorrow onwards, you should live happily. No negative mind, no complaint about life. Is it possible for us to live? No chance, right? Suppose you ask 1,000 crore rupees, you will get. Immediately after getting 1,000 crore rupees, next day itself worry comes. Why? How to keep this 1,000 crore rupees? How to spend it? Oh, I get so much tension. Without money, I was so happy. With money, I have so much problem. Whether this car to buy, that car to buy. You start thinking again and again. No happy state. When 1,000 crore rupee or boon of the God cannot give you happiness, is the money what you are earning is going to give happiness? It gives you comfort. We are not denying that. But that's not the ultimate goal. I need to realize and experience my own self. That only gives ultimate happiness. So what is the reality now? I beg for love. All of us. We beg for love. We beg for compassion. We beg for kindness, courtesy, optimism, good qualities, happiness, ecstasy. We only earn money. I know only about my ego, not really about me. I can only go behind my sensual pleasures. What is the difference between me and yogi? A yogi has everything, whatever we ask for. He begs only for food, right? He only begs food. All these things yogi has. But we only earn our food. We beg for all these things. This is the reality of human being. When we were living in a forest, we are fighting, two people fighting. Now there is no difference. You built a beautiful house and building. Still you fight with the neighbors. And what about countries? They are also fighting. And many countries are happy when 2 people fight. When India, Pakistan fights, many people are happy, right? Similar, there is no change in mentality. Why? Because human beings have not evolved. The same thing happens. What is the difference? Physical comfort has come, luxury has come, but no change in the human mind. So what therapy should we follow to bring this peace to the world? No therapy will help. What is the difference between a kid and you? You have a kid. You are an adult. What the difference between your kid and you? You have become so matured, so you know how to handle life, right? This is the truth. How you got that? Now the kid is having less knowledge. He don't know how to solve his problem. You know how to solve it. You have a higher knowledge, right? Suppose you never did asana pranayama. Still you get knowledge, right? The life has taught you some knowledge. So you are more comfortable. You can go beyond the kid's thinking. Kid world is very small. Your world is much bigger. The same thing happens in spiritual maturity. When you read any text, when you read our scriptures, you will get the reality of life. You will get more spiritual maturity. The moment that kind of maturity comes, all the materialistic world looks very small. It's a kid's world. When that becomes very small, do you worry about it? Do you have any negative thinking in your mind? No, because you got the ultimate clarity. The maximum clarity and the path of truth you found, then all the so-called problems in life will become very small. This is the only way out. You know, that's why we have a lot of philosophies. Darshanas means, let's say that these are philosophies. We have 6 darshanas which believes in Vedas. We call Astika darshanas. Darshana means philosophies. You can follow any philosophy. There are philosophy which believe in God, philosophy which don't believe in God, don't believe in Vedas, like Buddhism, Jainism. They don't believe in Vedas or God. Still, we consider that as philosophy because you need to learn at least any one philosophy for your spiritual maturity, and we should teach that to the best possible. These things are all real knowledge. Our Vedas, Upanishad, Puranas, Itihasas, these things are treasures. None of the cultures anywhere in the world have so much like this. We have the whole library, but we are also narrowing our mind, seeing the Western, the habit, and putting our thing in only one. No, we have a huge library. Don't get stuck with only one book. How the world is moving. See, the top 5 spenders in billions of dollars. No, don't want to say the how huge it is. $2,000 billion is the amount spent on military. Why military? Because everybody is fighting, right? Every country is fighting. There is no peace in the world. How will you bring peace? Only by educating the mind. After that, what is the maximum amount spent on alcohols? You know, the 3 major industry. One is military, other is alcohol, other is pharmacy. You tell me, is these 3 are good to human well-being? Not good at all. Why? There are a lot of people are fighting. So you need military, and people are only pleasure and spoiling themselves. You need alcohol or any intoxicant, and after that you will get disease. You need medicine. These 3, if increases, means there is no human well-being happens. So by following our scriptures, making people to follow yamas and niyamas, we can create a beautiful society. Otherwise, not. So God has given this body and mind. This body and mind is like a Rolls-Royce car. Beautiful car. You know how beautiful the body is? Suppose a Rolls-Royce car is there, you have to put petrol. If you put diesel, the car will seize. If you put kerosene, the car will not run. Engine will fail. But see this car, how beautiful the body is. Whatever you eat, up to 25, 30 years, nothing will happen. Slowly after that, it starts giving you symptoms. I'm not okay, I'm not okay. This is a very beautiful car. Any food you can give, still it works. We misuse also, still it works, body and mind. So we are so much happy by the pleasure given by body and mind. So we go inside the Rolls-Royce car and see and enjoy the beauty. How beautiful the interior is. How beautiful the AC is. How comfortable the seat is. And we are just staying inside the car, switching on the engine and AC. But what is the car meant for? To travel. I want to travel from Chennai and I want to reach Kedarnath or Himalayas or Kashi. But I am not driving the car. I'm simply enjoying keeping the engine on. Now, this is what the spiritual dimension. You need to travel. The route, traveling route, I should know, right? This route you can learn only through scriptures. So we are happy about body, mind. It gives a lot of pleasure. It is like switching on the car and not moving. Do we want to go that way? No, we should want to travel, right? We want to reach our destination. The destination is mukti. The path, you cannot get the route except studying our Vedas, Upanishads, scriptures, texts. These are the things which shows me the path. But we forget those things and we want only pleasant body, mind, don't want to travel. Let's not do this. And this is the rarest of rare opportunity, being a human. So being born as human, it is our responsibility, our privilege to use this to attain mukti, moksha. At least go towards it. We don't know when we will reach, but we should strive towards it. So teach yoga therapy, explaining the science and logic. If you explain, if you start worrying, stress means your hormones gets affected. If you start explaining by science and logic, people will get inspired and start looking for you more. Teach the essence of life, starting from the body, mind, emotion. Make people understand the mind is the root cause of all suffering. So you need to address the mind. We cannot change the world, but you can change the mind. If you change many minds, the world will naturally change. No materialistic well-being can bring long-lasting happiness. Temporary happiness will come, no long-lasting. Eternal knowledge is the only solution to come out of all the problems. Infinite knowledge, where it is available? Vedas, Upanishads, scriptures, it is there. And finally, self-transformation is the only solution. Yoga is for higher purpose and health is only a side benefit. So with this, we finish. Any questions?
Sir, you said address the root cause of the problem. Like if a person comes with you with back pain, the root cause may be physiological or it can be physical also, like by a fall.
Okay.
So that time, where is the perspective that we show? What kind of perspective can you show?
If somebody comes with a back problem, what is the root cause? Root cause is lifestyle. The back problem has not come suddenly, right? Suppose you fell down in steps, your back problem comes, okay, that's fine. But most of the people have come after misusing their body. Is that true? You misuse your body for years together, and after that you got a back pain. So what you should say to them? You give treatment. Along with it, you should educate them. See, this has not come from one day. Your back is also like a machine having a lifetime. If you misuse, it will come. Please reduce, change your lifestyle. You have to educate them how to change their lifestyle for their good, not for your good, right? For their good, they have to change the lifestyle. And you tell what lifestyle is mentioned very good in these scriptures. See, Hatayava Pradipika says you take only 1/4 food, solid food, and 1/4. Divide stomach by 4 parts, 1 part by solid food, 1 part by, 2 parts by solid food, 1 part by liquid food, and leave 1 part empty, 25% empty. You tell me, touching your heart, how many of us follow this? This is one simple lifestyle modification. And every day we are supposed to eat fruits and vegetables. How many follow this? How many of us take every day at least 1 or 2 fruit? Why can't we educate this? Come to spirituality later. You start from body and mind, then turn spiritual. But taking care of this body and mind, we are not doing that, right? Then what is the use? He is going to repeat his mistake again if you cure them. Start from here with a modern science, then go to traditional, our science, yogic science. Yes, sir. Ramachandran, sir.
Yeah, namaste. Sir, people who comes to us with for yoga or any other things, they have some type of some problem. Immediately they go to allopathic, like a headache or something. They go for saridone or other thing. Other day they come and think. And whatever we are trying to bring them into Ayurveda or Dinasarya or by doing yoga for a simple cold, it will go automatically. Or we can do some Nadi Suddhi Pranayama or have some Kasayama or something. It gets fused. The attraction is immediately they take something and get relieved. This type of mentality, what we should tell them and educate, and then don't rush or something. I'd like to know from you. Thank you.
So we should start teaching the science behind the modern science. If you go and search in web, I don't remember now the website, it shows most of the diseases cannot be cured, like high blood pressure, diabetes. Even the modern medicine says it cannot be cured. Only you can maintain the current state, or you can delay the worst thing, which is going to come tomorrow. You can delay. It is there in the government website. The modern science, medicine accepts, I cannot cure this. You address only scientifically. Sir, initially when you talk any spirituality, nobody is ready to listen. Okay, you have to address them. See, everything cannot have a quick solution. You can go and have a painkiller and go, I have a back pain, I will have painkiller. Now you collect some details about painkiller. Whatever painkiller the science advised to take 20 years back, now they are banning. They are telling it is very, very bad for health. It affects your system. It gives you a lot of other problems. This is the problem of the medicine. Nothing wrong with allopathy. I'm telling you, I'm not degrading allopathy or exaggerating Ayurveda. No, everything needs a specific thing. If we get any infection, I need allopathy thing. If I get a long-term disease, I can go for Ayurveda or Siddha. There are benefits plus and minus to everything. You have to decide. If I get a back pain, having a painkiller is not going to give a solution. Painkiller, if I take more, it's going to affect the kidneys. So you have to collect all these facts as a yoga teacher. What to do? By collecting the facts, please understand, you also educating yourself. It is a treasure, one-time effort, but we are not ready. We are telling them, okay, they are not listening. How much we are ready to put that effort? Every day, 10-15 minutes, browse something, get some result, collect some data. If you talk with the data, with the logic, with science to your students, they will never say no. We have to do hard work, sir. Teachers' works are very difficult. These days, you need to say everything through logic and science. So we need to collect more data. So what to do?
Correct. Thank you very much, sir. Definitely will do that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Any more questions?
Sir,
So,
namaste. I just have a question regarding the points which you raised about what is the ultimate purpose of yoga instead of talking it as a therapy system. So, for people who are joining yoga as a commoner, yoga course or something, whether it's summer course or a regular course, why can't this be started right from the textbook, like basic quotes from Hatha Yoga Pradipika about what it actually says yoga is, and then go to the asanas? Because directly people start teaching asanas. Why can't this be the first few days of curriculum and then go into the actual asanas part?
Very much, sir. Very much, very much. But that should be appealing to them. With the scientific and logical thing, we can explain. Very, very much we can do. We have to
Okay.
change. We start feeding people. See, if 20 years back, how the school was. If our father and mother have they come to school and for any complaint, they will complain about us. They will say to us, you beat this guy. That they will give power to the teacher. You beat and do whatever you want. This guy has to study. Nowadays, the parents goes and ask, why you said that one? My kid only you cornered. The parents change, schools also start changing, catering to the parents, right? We should not become like that. We are not here to build a business to serve our customers. The actual purpose of yoga is to give a holistic well-being. So we should decide. If all of us decides, I will teach only yoga that way, then they have to bear with us to listen to something. But we also keep the yoga as a profession, as a career. I want to earn. Then there is no way. Then you start feeding or you start satisfying the customer. If you start satisfying, you can never satisfy them. It's like kid asking chocolate. If you start giving chocolate, immediately the kid can be happy, but it's not going to give well-being. So like this, you can give some text and do something. For that, I said earlier, we need to do a lot of work. How to interestingly project Hatha Yoga Pradipika. How to interestingly say the concept from Yoga Sutra. This we need to work on.
Yeah.
So if we do that, we can do. That will be a wonderful thing.
So as yoga teachers, we can address only a small crowd who actually come for learning yoga. But if we actually are able to do this as a part of education system, then it might be more helpful. Then you can address bigger crowd.
It is true, sir, but since this goes in recording, I cannot share the truths, bitter truths, which is happening. You tell me which university, which college teach yoga as yoga. Tell me one place. It's not happening. So we'll do from our end. Even even the International Yoga Day comes. You tell me. It's all about asanas. In a way, it is good. At least by asana, through asana, let people get aware, get that awareness. As far as awareness is concerned, you teach the therapy, you take asana pranayama, it's very good because the moment people should look back like advertisement. But people start projecting only as asana as yoga. That is only wrong. I'm telling asana is part of yoga. Asana is not all yoga. But that's how the world goes. So we, at least yoga teachers, we should get educated and start teaching our texts. If you go inside text, no, you become kind of get an addiction, or I don't know, you will go mad really. Such a precious knowledge is there, and you will feel like you'll be boiling inside. Why this is not getting it? Only few institutions are teaching all those things. What I say is every one of us should learn any one text. You learn anything, whichever is close to your heart, because the truth is explained in every text. There are texts you can learn in some 15-20 hours. There are texts which takes years together. You decide which text and all. If any of you need any help about what text I should read, please, I've given my number. Please note down my phone number. Please don't hesitate to message me. I will guide you which text you can learn. Okay. But there are texts. If you spend even 5-6 hours, you can learn a text which will inspire you. We can teach that to anyone. We have to evolve and form. Who has to put rule to all university college to teach the text? Even though it is there, even if you go to YCB or you go to BSc, MSc, the text is there, but text is not taught as text. Like, do you remember how we study grammar or anything? Just without understanding. That's you need to study. Why? The teacher who is teaching themselves don't know Yoga Sutra or Hatha Yoga Pradipika or any text. They simply come here, only teach few things and go. So let's learn. Let's not depend on anyone. At least we as yoga teachers, we are independent of any institution. Individual people. Let's start change from ourselves. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Any more questions? I don't think so. Thank you, Balamurali sir, for an enlightening session, especially to all the yoga teachers and therapists attending the session. So I'd like to share a few important takeaways that 8 limbs should be practiced in the order given to get maximum benefits. As per Hatha Yoga Pradipika, without following the yamas and niyamas, one cannot be successful in their yoga practice. And yoga is for a higher purpose and health is just a side benefit. Without spiritual touch, more than 90% of people repeat the same mistakes with more confidence. And only by educating mind can we make a difference. Thank you so much, sir, for this enlightening session. And to a message to all the participants, any of them interested in receiving the e-certificate and have not registered for this webinar can kindly register. The link is shared in the chat. The certificate shall be provided within 10 days. So to obtain the certificate, you can reach out to Kaushik sir through his WhatsApp number. Anyone intending to take note of the number, please take note. I have also put it in the WhatsApp chat. His number is 9962565850, and Balamurali sir's number is also shared in the chat box. And I thank each and every participant for joining this session. So we'll continue to have these webinars every Sunday during the month of May and June. And we will post those in the Oordhvam Sangha group. If anyone is not a part of the Sangha group, can drop a message to Kaushik sir to be a part of that group.
Ma'am, I would like to say we are very, very grateful for arranging this session. And it was a great insight. Like the first 5 minutes itself, it was such a powerful thing, changing the perspective, the way we look at therapy. And it just went on building up. So it was a very, very informative sessions, and I really liked it. Thank you very much.
Savi Yoga, is there anything that you want to communicate?
Yes. Yeah,
Please.
I'm very much inspired by Dr. Balamurali sir's talks. Sir, I would like to ask you one thing. Now yoga is becoming a competition. How true it is to make it as a competition, sir?
I don't have words to being in yoga, we should be soft. So I don't agree with the competition. There was no competition in earlier days. Competition means something different to exhibit your skill. Now we had competition everywhere. We already have competition in sports. We made our children's life miserable. Parents are more anxious than their children when you go to any sport. Same thing happens here. Do you know only after 8 or 9 years only they can do all the major asanas? And the most difficult asana they can do only after 10. But these days, 4 years, 5 years they are doing. You are ruining your child's life. You have to educate people. When the back, the bone, the spinal cord is not formed fully, which it forms only up to 10 years. If you start doing all the advanced asana, you are making your child's health miserable. And this competition can create awareness. That's one benefit with the competition. But no competition with a lesser age, less than 5. You should not teach any classical yoga. If you start training your child, you can get a lot of happiness and pride telling that my child has come, this has come, or my student has come. But definitely remember, that child is going to suffer. Scientifically, it is not advisable. If you make the child suffer, that karma is going to follow whomever is encouraged. So I don't encourage this competition, all these things and all. We teach child in the time of competition, along with that some good qualities. What is the best thing we want to do? We want to make the child's life beautiful, not to show off. You can do, let them do after 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, get into all competition, what they want. But competition means you should do out of your own involvement or your passion towards it, not looking others. Compared to them, I want to come first. This is a disease. You always live in comparison. So I am not into supporting any kind of competition. Competition means it should be like this. I have done my best. I have come here to exhibit my own strength, not to become number one or better than somebody else. See, it's like this. I am looking as my other person. I want to go one step above him. This is competition, right? He is running. I want to run one step above. See, I may be running like a wind. I may have that capability. But I don't explore that. Rather than I'm looking only somebody, I want to improve 1 inch above him. This is like I can fly, but I want to run. I have wings. I'm forgetting I have wings, but I'm running and coming first. Every human being is capable of flying. They have immense capability. We are limiting ourselves when we put ourselves in the competition. So I am not for competition. This is my personal view, man.
Thank you so much, sir. Even I am with you, so I asked this question, right? This question, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you all for being with us here, and I'd like to thank Kaushik ji from Oordhvam for making this program. Thank you all. Hari.
Thank you, Balamurali sir, for answering all the questions patiently. Anyone has questions? I think we can end the session. I think we can end the session.
Closing.
Thank you. We'll end the session.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
sir.
We will have the closing prayer.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
We will have the closing prayer. Yeah, please, closing prayer. So join your palms in front of your heart. Take a few breaths. Asatoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Gently open your eyes. Thank you. And we'll end the session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.